My day today. Okay, I'm just doing kind of like admin-y kind of stuff. I need to expand my business a little bit. I need to reconfigure how I just saw 2112. That's so interesting, the number mirroring. Kind of like create more of a system for booking and more like sessions that are available. I've been working on stuff. I took myself out to the movies. It was so freaking good. Okay, I didn't film it because for me it was just like a little moment for me and my inner child. It's the first time I've gone to the cinema by myself, and it was chill, it was fun, I got snacks. I had the best time ever. This real like old school theater. Oh, I loved it, at the Astor. So yeah, it was just like the perfect day, the perfect solo date ever. And I felt really guided to it by the universe, and I needed it because I have been working quite hard and quite a lot lately on all kinds of things. I would highly recommend take yourself out to the movies. It's such a cute little date sesh. But I have also had such a breakthrough. I've had such a breakthrough with my schedule, with my scheduling and my self-care practices. I don't know where it even emerged from. I had this urge to look into a new kind of like scheduling app with my phone. That's where it started. I just realized that what was already on my phone was perfect. I just needed to like reconfigure the lists and really consider how I'm using the lists, you know? So I just use reminders on my phone now. And they show up in the calendar, so I'm like really working with my calendar now. And I just feel like this whole kind of automation with working out, scheduling, creating, bringing ideas, like I've had a breakthrough with creation as well, because this whole scheduling practice has come in. It's created this sort of sense of structure beneath me. My creativity now has like a structured foundation beneath me. I love that feeling. So I'm excited to see where we're going with this. I just posted an Instagram post on my Demari Loren account. Go check it out. I really feel like going from a 9 to 5 to like kind of running your own business or working for yourself, taking care of your own schedule, it takes some practice coming from 9 to 5, let me just tell you that. So that's sort of what I've been working through for quite some time, and I thought I'd just show you. I have it all in my phone, like organized, and then I still like write down like a daily flow and it'll just have everything that I want to get done on it. I seriously look scary right now. Hi. It's because I've been like staring at a computer for most of the day. I thought it was going to be so much easier to set up like scheduling. Oh, it was actually really frustrating, but I got something set up. I just don't know if I love it or if it makes total sense to me. I'm still in the phase of like trying to work out like if this is even the right time to be doing it, because it shouldn't feel so like clunky or difficult if it's aligned. I'm gonna revisit it tomorrow. I need a break. I just also realized with booking one-on-one readings like through a website, not just through my email, there's more steps to it, you know, like with the Zoom link and how we're gonna get through all of that. So I need to work out an actual flow plan for that. Written and recorded tarot readings are a lot easier to create through an online service website. So yeah, look, I'm finding my way through it, but we're having a break. Maybe I'll give them a bit more seed. I finished a book recently and I want to talk to you about it. I finished reading Malcolm X autobiography. OMG. It was freaking so good. I was obsessed. Like, the chapters are pretty big, but the paper in this book, oh, I was just loving doing this the whole time as I was reading it. Yeah, they're pretty hefty chapters, but oh, what a roller coaster of a life. When I started reading from the forward, it just didn't grab me. Sorry, Alex Haley. Sorry. But I don't know, it did kind of, what I noticed, I think I got into about 50 pages of the foreword, and I just was forcing it by that point, and I was like, I'm done. There's about 78, there's 78 pages of the foreword. So I don't know, if you're not grabbed by the foreword, just seriously, if you're called to reading this book, just start at chapter 1. It's called Nightmare, as it is an autobiography. It goes through his life. The start of his life was intense. Talked about his father and his mother. The treatment of his mother was disgusting by the system. I don't love that he had to experience this, but his life experience really just shows the unbalanced treatment that's taken place between the government and the African American community, what they've really faced and what they've experienced. And he went to prison. Before prison, he was, selling drugs, friends with lots of prostitutes. He was living in Harlem. He grew up in Michigan though, so it's like he went from country into the city kind of vibe. And he just talks about what is actually available to them, a system that doesn't suit them, and they have to integrate and forfeit a lot of their own natural, cultural ways of being, ways of believing to fit into this system. And I found that so fascinating to read. I just never knew that about Malcolm X. I never knew how relatable his story was. He points out a lot of differences between the two races, which is just fascinating. The two cultures, I should say. There's like this whole hidden aspect, or there has been this whole hidden aspect in history of whites wanting to be involved in certain ways with the coloured community, but not wanting it to be seen or known. And that's just so fucked up. I guess I didn't know the extent of it. Unless you sort of step out of what you're used to and read books like this, or listen to people like this, or have access to people you can conversate, on these topics with, you sort of don't really learn about it anywhere, right? Because it's kind of an unspoken taboo. No one wants to really talk about it. It's difficult, I guess, for some people. I'm just so grateful I read this. It really does show that when you open up into a position of faith, in this case, Malcolm X, his religion was the Muslim faith. I just think it's amazing how he grew the Muslim following in America from like 400 to like 40,000, I think it was. Don't quote me on that, but it was some extravagant jump like that. And he did that all with the power of his own voice and the power of his faith and belief in himself. He's like such an inspiration. He sort of talks a lot about Allah. His journey was very much, was following his spiritual, he was very intuitive, very, very intuitive. And I love that because I also feel very, very intuitive. And it's cool to just be able to read someone else's kind of spiritual, intuitive inclination in written form. Yeah, I found this absolutely fascinating. It's in the library of the house that I'm living at the moment. I felt really drawn to reading it, and for some reason I thought it was going to be boring. And I started reading it and I was absolutely just like glued to it. So yeah, I won't go into it too much more, but his mum was treated really badly by the government. She was harassed actually because his father was a prominent figure in society, a preacher, and that wasn't looked upon very favorably. He was murdered by whites. Even his mum was very intuitive and could sense that night she knew something was going to go down, and it did. Shocking. Yeah, just really rough. And then after the husband had gone, she was left with like 8 or 9 kids to bring them all up, and it was like they were poor. The food thing was really rough for them. You think you do it tough sometimes, and then you read a story like that and you realize, yeah, she was kind of like really harassed by the government with, child services. Like if she was taking care of the kids beautifully, but she was struggling, obviously, a single mum with that many kids, trying to find work and things, and being a coloured woman, she wouldn't be able to find work or keep work for a long time. So they were really on struggling, and the constant kind of like interruption by the government, questioning her abilities as a mother. Over time, she broke in her mind, and that must have been really, really hard to watch. It would be hard for anyone to watch that happen to their family member. He found his faith in prison. He started reading a lot of amazing books that really expanded his mind in prison. And he used it as like a boot camp study session and would often like read deep into the night, just reading constantly. And he changed. His transformation was in prison, and it was gorgeous. That time was so important to his journey. So I'm going to leave it there. But this book, I have so much respect for Malcolm X. I already did for the brief things that I know, but like since reading it, what an icon. Gorgeous, painful, extraordinary, brilliant. Would recommend. The next book I'm reading, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I've read 26 pages so far, and oh my gosh, I'm loving it because it's actually really funny. I love the guy that's written it. What's his name? Mark Manson. It's honestly like your best friend is talking to you about like spiritual things, but in a way that's just like you're talking, you know? So I really like that, but I have just started it, so I don't have much to go on yet. But I like this mentality of like, don't try, you know? Because literally it's like the chapter is don't try. And I get it. I totally get it. And I will read this though from the book. It says, the desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. Seriously, listen to that again. I had to read it a few times and then I was like, oh. Very excited to read it. And I actually bought another couple of books recently. I'm starting my collection of these Llewellyn Sabbath essentials. I totally bought the wrong ones. Okay. Yeah, this one's Samhain, about the Samhain Sabbath, which is around Halloween. So that one I could have read. And this is Mabon. This is all about Mabon. It's got rituals, recipes, and lore of the autumn equinox. So yeah, there's like 8 of these. I'm gonna like build them up. Also, I bought some other things. I just thought I would share them with you. Okay, let's start with this one. Bamboo toothbrushes. Eee. Okay, I actually found this on Instagram. The toothbrush is 100% biodegradable. Yeah. So it is a wood toothbrush, and then the bristles are actually, oh my God, I love this. Boar hair, the hair of a boar. And the hairs have been collected from animals that already passed on, repurposing the hair that hadn't been used. So I'm super excited to use this as my new toothbrush. So these were about, I think all up it was around $38 or $40. So it's like $10 a toothbrush. But honestly, the earth is worth it. But yeah, I'm super excited to use it. It's really lightweight, feels really nice. And I will have them linked in the description below if you want to get yourself a 100% biodegradable toothbrush. Let's replace. Look. Look, she was used a little bit longer than I would have liked, but I was waiting for the right toothbrush to come in, and Spirit showed me this one. Sometimes it's just easier or best to wait till it feels really easy. And then you know that's Spirit speaking. Now this other package came. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, this makes me so happy. Okay, I was sitting outside doing some editing and I had this sudden urge to put an order in with Coco and Eve. If you don't know, Coco and Eve is like cruelty-free, vegan, just like a natural brand that I really love. I initially got them for the tans. They do amazing like body tans, but I don't tan anymore. When I felt really aligned to putting an order in, they were doing like a big sale. So trust your intuition when you feel like guided to buying stuff, let me tell you that. So they were having a sale on and giving out like free things. So I was like, okay, we're putting an order in. So I got the Coco and Eve whipped body cream. Yo, this stuff, I have never experienced anything that makes my skin so soft. Okay? Okay. This is like tropical mango. It's not my favorite scent. It's not my favorite scent. But they didn't have my favorite scent. But it still smells amazing. Highly recommend. I also got the Coco and Eve Miracle Hair Elixir. Oh, this, my hair can sometimes get dry pretty easy, pretty quick. It is literally a miracle elixir. I love the way it smells. I swear it's got castor oil in it. It's freaking yummy. I love it so much. Oh yeah, the other thing I got. Firming and Tan Prolonging Peptide Body Oil. I don't know, this I felt so guided to. I have no idea why. Because I don't really lay out and tan. But it's like you put it on after you lay out and tan. You can't fake tan with it. Which I was like, that's fine. Like, look how cute the bottle is. Are you kidding me? Okay, and I do love a body oil, so yeah. Oh, this is so cute. And then they threw in a free bronzing face drops, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If you start seeing me with like a really nicely brown face, you'll know what's up. Yeah, so that's kind of everything that I've received lately. I've got some other things coming. But yeah, that's enough talking for now. It's a little update and I'm going to get on with the day. So I'll see you soon. Bye.